Good morning from sunny Laredo, where it is, according to the thermometer on my mirror, 37 degrees already. It's 11:30 in the morning. And I trust it's probably going to be a warm day back in Canada too. A while ago, I watched an online interview, a friend of mine did, with the mayor of Winkler. And they talked about the different ethnicities in Winkler. And it was surprising for me to learn, and it may be surprising for you to learn, that there are some 83 different ethnicities represented in Winkler. If we were to fly a flag for every country of which there is a citizen, we would have 83 different flags flying in Winkler. That's a lot of diversity. And it was surprising for me to learn that. And it stirred something in me to say 83 different countries are represented in our city of Winkler. What diversity? How could that be? You know, when you go to a good restaurant, chances are that when you have good food, good value for the food, and good service in a pleasant environment, you're going to tell people about it. And I have a feeling the word is out that Winkler is a great city. And that word has been spreading because many people come from many different parts of the world, 83 to be exact. And I thought, wow, that sure changes the atmosphere and the environment in a positive way. A positive way. Because what we have become is a city of hope, a city that can deliver on the promise that you can come here, you can set up business here, you can take up a job here, you can take up residency here, and you will find that Winkler is a great city to live in. Indeed, copying the words, I'm plagiarizing the words of Ronald Reagan, who said that America was the shining city on a hill. And I maintain that Winkler is the shining city on the prairies. I came here 20 years ago. I came here for a day, and I stayed for 20 years. I was absent for a few years living in Arizona, but I always knew I'd come back to Winkler. And when I came back, I was amazed at what I saw. This city offers a lot to the people that are here. And even in these times now, where there is some division, it is not because of the diversity of the different, countries that are here or the different people that are here. The division is coming from outside forces that want to change. It always amazes me that when something positive is going on, somebody wants to come and change that. This community has been a beacon of hope and a wonderful place to raise a family, to start a business, to educate your family, and to make it your home. I have met people who've never left Winkler. And so sometimes when I ask them, well, how do you think, it is in other places? I don't know. I says, isn't that something? You've lived your entire life in Winkler. I've been all over the world. But coming to Winkler in around 2000, 2001, I knew this was a good community from the moment I moved in. And so today I want to talk a little bit about being agents of reconciliation, because the outside forces that are coming to bear on our community are seeking to divide us. They're seeking to create segregation. They're seeking to divide and conquer. That's as old as time itself, divide and conquer. These forces, if I were to put it in a simple explanation, are evil. The good deposit of Winkler, that which has steered us and navigated us to where we are today as a city, has been the good deposit, one of faith, one of family, and one of country. We need to guard the good deposit of Winkler, and I think it is a duty I will say, if there was a moral obligation, it would be to all of us, every single one of us, I include myself, that we would be agents of reconciliation, agents of peace, agents of positivity. There is much to celebrate about this city. You can, on any given day of the week, take a stroll in the streets of Winkler at night and never have any fear of anybody you might see coming towards you or lingering somehow in the background. People today still leave their houses unlocked, their cars unlocked. I'm not saying that's wise, trust me. But what I am saying is, this is a fantastic city. We got to guard that deposit, and each one of us can be an agent of positivity and change. And that's my challenge to us. We need to push back on those individuals who would seek to do us harm. And if the one article that really bothered me was one single guy coming into Winkler to do some shopping, goes into the superstore and he sees unmasked people and he loses it. And he goes to the liberal media, which is not favorable to our community or our faith. Nobody has stood up to this liberal media and told them, hey, do you know why people do what they do here? Do you know what we really believe here? Because the vast majority of Winklers would go like this. I'm going to say it because I think it's true. They would go God, family, country, in that order. God, family, country. That is the good deposit of Winkler. And I want to challenge us, and I'm challenging myself personally, to be an agent of reconciliation, one of peace, and one of positivity. So what we can do, be kind to people, no matter what they believe. Accept people for no matter what choices they've made on their health care. And regain the ground that has been scorched beneath our feet by people who simply would want to do us harm. We, as a community of believers, as Winklerites, can stand our ground and put a hedge of protection around this community. That we don't look at each other to see whether somebody's doing something wrong, but we look out for each other and be a help and be an agent of positivity in the community, wherever you find yourself, whether you own a business, whether you work at a job, whether you stay at home and look after your children, whether you go to school, whatever you do in this community, do it with positivity. And I believe we can regain that ground. And this whole issue of segregation and division will go away. Because love initiates. It always has. It is the initiator of all good things. And the gospel of Jesus Christ is the embassy of reconciliation. First with our God, and then with each other. We must, first of all, look inward to ourselves to be reconciled. Ask for forgiveness for the things that we've done that we know were wrong. That is a mark of maturity and a mark that you can advance yourself on and become a better person. And then be reconciled with each other as we are first of all reconciled for ourselves. Because as believers we know this. There is a tendency within us to minimize the forgiveness that we have received and maximize the offense that others have committed against us. That's human nature. We are flawed that way. But let us turn that around and let us maximize the forgiveness that we have received from God, from each other even, and minimize the offense. Because when it comes down to it, being offended, that's a choice. You can choose not to be offended. Trust me, I've done it. You can do it too. So my message is one of hope today, one of reconciliation, one of positivity. Let's get this city of Winkler standing upright again, standing tall, reclaim the ground, and let's move forward in a spirit of brotherhood and unity. And let's push the negativity right out of here. I'm Carl Krebs, and those are things that matter.